It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Patriots and the Silver and Black on Sunday night.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the New England Patriots and the Las Vegas Raiders. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
First carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Carr to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones.
Fielded just inside the 30.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And the Patriots take over.
A time for Mac Jones and his Patriot offense to take the field. Jones now in his second season since being selected 15th overall in 2021.
Mac Jones absolutely believed in himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there are many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster, and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Now a man who played at Centennial High here in Las Vegas, Ramondre Stevenson. And he's going to have a Patriots first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
They run with a 4th-year man. This is Damian Harris.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
Now Jones. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You see this a lot when quarterbacks can't find anyone open. They wait to the pocket, then eventually they just air one downfield because they want to avoid the sack and maybe a little bit of frustration. That one winds up incomplete.
So on 4th down, Jones jogs off, and on comes a longtime vet, Nick Folk, for the Pats field goal try.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off.
Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing on first down is Carr.
That's caught by Hollister.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun now for Carr. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Again, it's Carr. Working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. Touchdown, Raiders! Foster Moreau, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Raiders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. On second down, this is Harris, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run again with Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
Operating from the gun, Jones. This complete to Henry over the middle. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Two 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones trying to lay one up deep. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in position to dictate to the offense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Jones to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Touching. Offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Palardy. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle.
Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. Outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield and turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Palardy now on to punt as he sends this one away. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. To throw his car. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Carr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Carr. The throw taken in by Cole.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Now Carr. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. The kick by Carlson is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Jones now throwing on first down. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Back to throw. Jones.
It's Myers again with another catch.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No.
I mean, they've got a plan. They're trying to execute it.
And after that second catch, I saw him in the huddle. He said, hey, let's go back one more time. Didn't work there. Jones. And this will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And we'll see how much they want to push things, leading already here 10-3.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, though. Let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for New England. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway.
Taken in at the 3. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Jones. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw.
He's got Cole on the slant.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Carr now on 1st down.
Connects with Cole again. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
New England's offense set to go. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Here's Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down, Patriots.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Damian Harris, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Pats take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Extra point up and good by Folk, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raiders offense ready to go. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Matt Judon coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. And he'll be taken down at the 18. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
To throw, it's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. He's got a man complete.
It's a big play there for Vegas. 41 yards.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating the pass instead of the run that they got.
Carr now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cole. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
Bolden. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. Now Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
A pair of teammates at Fresno State connecting there. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Carlson on for the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And Devontae Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception.
Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 23. Throwing Jones. Open man is Myers. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4. At the 29-yard line.
Now Jones.
They set up the screen for Stevenson.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And this one is incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Going deep here for Parker. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Illegal touching. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw again.
He'll get this underneath to Stevenson.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Matt Judon there to bring him down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Carr. That's caught by Hollister.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, Jacobs. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Jacobs. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road. But there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger. And dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down